Well, I was born an itty bitty baby. I went all right, but I died a little early. Now I got zombie eyes. Now the only way for me to die is a hole in the head. Hello and welcome to the VHS Vault, where old is new and cringe is king. I am Owen Brand.
And I'm Katie Cadaver.
And we have come here to start something I hope will become very special. We are here to start a podcast for you guys, talking about some of the things that we love the best. So for me, I'm going to let you know who I am a little bit and why I'm here and why I want to do this podcast. So I'm a musician and I'm a movie lover. I grew up playing music and watching VHS with my dad and my sisters and my mom, and we just that was the only form of entertainment we really had at the time. And we had a little rental place up the street, and my parents didn't want me to rent the horror movies, but sometimes I could sneak one through and the guy would let me rent it. And we had lots of bootlegs and things like that, but I remember just loving some of the odd ones that you don't see very often, don't hear about. And now here I am as a grown human with interests and a career and a family, and I find myself reaching towards my past to find some of the feelings I had when I was a kid. And watching horror movies on VHS tape is definitely that feeling, and I wanted to maybe create a space where we could come and talk about those old movies and find things that we can enjoy together and learn from each other, and just enjoy that whole nostalgia piece while exploring some stuff from my past. So that's why I'm here, and that's why I want to do this podcast. What about you, Katie?
Well, thanks for that. I kind of have a similar reasoning behind why I'm here as well. My name is Katie Cadaver, and I'm a horror artist, first and foremost, and pretty much everything I do has been inspired by horror films, in terms of my horror art anyway. And I also am a burlesque performer and producer and an alternative model. And a lot of the themes of what I do has been inspired from horror movies. And there's just something about the art of horror and of independent filmmaking that really speaks to me on a level that I connect to. And I also am a traumette with Trauma Entertainment. And so I've had my share of interaction with films and filmmakers and a lot of this, just independent DIY filmmaking that, I really have grown to respect and draw inspiration from. So I like to talk about crazy movies, and I like to talk about it with cool people. So that's why I'm here.
For sure. And we call it the VHS Vault because, for me, growing up, I always had movies in little boxes and things like that were down in the basement of the house I was living in at whatever particular time. And it always kind of felt like going down into the crypt to get some movies I wanted to watch and bring them up and put them in the VCR and whatever. So I want to come down and bring some things up that we maybe haven't watched or seen in a while, or maybe never watched or seen. The B movies, I love that stuff. I love the low budget. I know you do too. I love the low budget stuff.
And I really like to take a deep dive into some of this stuff. The idea that what's old is new here, for me, that's really where the gems are. I love the thing about both music and movies. It doesn't matter when they were created. They're always there for me to discover at any point in my life. And depending on where I'm at, my tastes kind of fluctuate and change, and different things stand out to me, and movies hit me differently at different points in my life. And so I think it's cool to dig into some of this stuff that, maybe when it came out, I wasn't young enough or old enough at that point. I was too young to appreciate what it was. So now, as a grown adult human, I can come back to some of this stuff maybe that I saw in childhood, or, a lot of horror movies that I caught glimpses of that scared the crap out of me as a kid. I can revisit them as an adult and see really what kind of feelings they invoke in me.
Yeah, that's another thing I love to do is kind of go back and see something maybe that I haven't watched in 25 years, like you were saying. And I think one of the goals for this podcast for me is, if there's a movie maybe I haven't seen in a long time, or maybe don't remember even seeing, then if you recommend that movie for the podcast, then I get to experience that again, and vice versa. If there's a movie I've seen that I want you to see, I can introduce it to you, and we could there's lots of different ways we can go about this, but what,
Oh,
what I'm
yes.
really excited about is the opportunity for us to share those experiences with each other and then be able to share that with the people that are listening to us.
Absolutely. You know, I can sit and watch movies all day long by myself, but I don't get the same feeling that I do when I share it with someone else, when we share the experience of watching it, when we share the experience of talking about it, and just how our opinions or our thoughts about it can bounce off of each other. I really enjoy that exchange, and I think it makes the whole process more interesting and more entertaining, honestly.
I agree wholeheartedly. So we this is our introduction. So the first movie that we're going to do when we get this thing up and running is Redneck Zombies, and it's one that I have seen many, many times, and Katie has not yet seen from start to finish. So, are you excited about that movie?
Oh, I'm very much looking forward to it. I mean, the title alone, I'm already hooked.
It's going to be awesome. Okay, once again, we are the VHS Vault. Where old is new, cringe is king. I am Owen Brand.
I am Katie Cadaver.
And check us out on social media. The VHS Vault links will be in the description below. Well, I was born an itty bitty baby. I went all right, but I died a little early. Now I got zombie eyes. Now the only way for me to die is a hole in the head or get burned alive. Now I got zombie eyes. I never craved blood, guts, or brains, but now I'm craving all these things. Yeah, let me bite your flesh. You too could be like me. You could be a member of the ghoul party. Now I got zombie